crap, it's time for the return of Geek Bombast, the weekly podcast dedicated to bring you news, reviews, and, well, not reviews anymore, but general discussion on comics, movies, TV, video games, and anything else deemed totally awesome. On the show this week is Nick Budd, Rod Nunley, and myself, John Sitton. Holy crap, guys, we're back.
And he remembered it.
He did.
I mean, that was actually...
That was literally... I forgot that, we're not going to be doing reviews and
I think we can forgive
but it just
you
rolls
that.
off the tongue so well.
It's a little bassier, too.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's probably been practicing.
That's not auto-tune. In the shower, for weeks.
That's where the echo is really good.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, something like that. But holy crap. Do you know the last episode that was posted that we recorded, this is, for anyone who doesn't know, this is technically episode 1 of volume 2 of Geek Bombast.
Yeah.
All new Geek Bombast now, new 52, rebirth, whatever.
We're renumbering?
Yeah. We're taking a page out of DC.
We're renumbering.
Yeah,
right.
everyone loves a new number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Marvel, DC, they do
So
it
just every
constantly.
week we'll just repost as episode 1 all over.
Sure.
Every week.
Well, that was my original thought.
Right.
That's not what we're doing.
Just episode 1 again.
Yeah.
For the 18th time.
But no, the last episode was posted March 18th, 2015.
God, has it been that long?
It has been that long. Is that not crazy?
That is a little crazy.
That's a long time ago. But
Yeah, it's like 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, my kid was not even, he was tiny.
Yeah, he was.
He was tiny.
Yeah, it's a little, yeah. So hopefully the listeners at home are excited, for us coming back. A few people on the Facebook and Twitter were responded, and just so you know, I know we once I posted that question of who would be excited about the podcast coming back, and then I didn't really post anything else until probably right before this episode went up online. The Facebook and the Twitter is going to be more used than it was in the past, because previously I just used it to post Facebook stuff and just post the episodes. So that's.
But you want to be a little more interactive.
Yeah, we kind of want to do it.
I just posted on our page right now.
Oh shit!
He's doing it live.
Doing it live. Oh man, I wasn't prepared for that.
Sorry.
Yeah, you even updated the banner on the.
I did. Did you see? Yeah, I was bored. It was a down moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
It was difficult.
Secretly, John is going to change it.
Well, no, it's totally fine. But it was hard because I spelled out the name of the podcast with the DVD titles.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it spells,
I'm an idiot.
If you look at it, there's 2 stacks. One spells geek and the other one spells bombast. They're not just random movies.
Yeah.
But I had to find, it was like pulling movies that started
I didn't realize that
letter.
either. I just thought they were random movies that you were like, these are the ones I love.
No, it spells geek bomb. Okay.
No.
It's a little too subtle.
A little too subtle. A little bit. But it was great. It was great. So for anyone who is not, maybe didn't listen to the past 300 episodes that are
3 years ago,
from 3 years ago that aren't online anymore, because
are none of them online? I don't know.
No.
I'm sure some listener out there has them all.
I mean, I have them all.
Yeah, I know.
I have everything.
I might have them somewhere.
Yeah, I have all 300 episodes on a hard drive that I can easily upload them to.
Oh, you should share that with me. I'll download it and put it on my cloud too.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, one thing I did want to bring up, kind of before we get into the whole hubbub of every week, I'm probably going to be making a video that might go up a little bit before this episode that goes into more detail on this.
Okay.
But I did kind of want to explain a few things of how some things are going to be different on the podcast.
Okay.
And also on the channel. So first of all, we don't have a website right now. As of right this second, we don't have a website. I let the hosting lapse. Also, when I did that, the host that we had didn't allow me an option to keep the domain. So when when I ended my service with them, they basically went, "Okay, the domain's ours now," and
now they're trying to extort us for money.
Oh, no. That company went out of business, and all of their domains got bought out by a company that literally sits on domains, and then when people contact them saying, I want this domain, they go, okay, give us an exorbitant amount of money for it, because clearly you want it if it's important to you. which, whatever. But so right now we don't have a website. That will change in the future. Probably, hopefully January or February. I'm hoping to get a website with either like a .net or a .tv or .pod or whatever.
.org or whatever.
I wouldn't do a .org, but
That's true.
.pizza or something. I don't know. Those are all real dot things. But yeah, so that's hopefully coming down the line. But for now, we're on YouTube. YouTube and iTunes and a few other places that the people I'm using for getting us on iTunes probably distribute to. So there's that. I'm actually this time using an actual podcast hosting service. The big one everyone knows about, Libsyn, little behind the scenes stuff to host it this time. So I'm actually going to be paying for that as opposed to hosting it on a web host that then gets pissed off because of the amount of traffic podcasts are getting.
I remember you. That was a constant fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a pain in the butt.
Yeah. But no. So that's going to be good. That means stuff's going to be online longer. Stuff's going to be up and not randomly taken down. So, but yeah. So we will have a website eventually. Right now we're on YouTube. Some people may notice that we now have 2 YouTube channels. There's the old one that we used previously that will still be used, but not for this.
Okay.
And then there's a new channel that I'm going to be starting and hopefully trying to direct people there. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, even if you're getting this on iTunes, if you haven't subscribed to the new YouTube channel, please go subscribe there to the new YouTube channel, because part of the reason for that is YouTube has this weird algorithm thing that I'm not going to bore everyone with the full details of. But because our actual channel, our original channel, was so inactive for 3 years, there is no way we will get any traction with that channel. Like, anybody who subscribed to it, they're probably going to be the only ones who are going to be subscribed to it. YouTube's not going to do anything to help that channel. It's basically dead.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to start a new channel, build that up. I mean, I can still put as many episodes up as I want, but I want to try to get at least 200 people subscribed to it, which I don't think should be a problem.
I don't think so.
But because then I can rename the channel to the proper naming for it, and then rename the old channel to be, which I'm just going to title like GB Extra or something like that, and then put, basically the other channel will be kind of anything that doesn't really fit in the purview of the main stuff that we're doing. Like, I may do like update videos on that, where little behind the scenes stuff if people want that, or more vloggy stuff if people want that, or if we want to try out something but don't want to put it on the main channel, or if I goof off with one of the audio recordings and then
It's going to be Geek Bombast experimental.
Yeah, pretty much, just extra stuff.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I'm going to do. And like I said, I'm going to have a video that hopefully will go up a little bit before this episode goes up. It goes into more detail on that. For now, for this year, for the rest of this year, because we're in October right now.
Yes.
Right? We didn't just time jump or anything like that. We're in October still.
Almost the end.
For the rest of this year, the podcast is going to be the main focus of getting into the groove of doing this again weekly, and getting it posted on a specific day of the week every week and being consistent. And then slowly over time, I'm hoping to include some other stuff like like Let's Plays, or we've got some other things I don't want to go too much into from some other friends that
A lot more sexual content is what he's saying.
Sure.
No. But the big thing is that the other thing I did want to bring up is the podcast hosting situation. Obviously, I'm here. You guys are here for the first episode that we're back on.
Yep.
You're going to be on many more episodes to come, I'm sure. But I'm going to be expanding the cast.
Sure.
That's a good thing.
And it's pretty much going to be a 3-person episode, 3 to 4 people each week. Like, I'm not going to do more than 4 people. I'd like to do 3 every week, but so some people might rotate out. I will probably be there every week because I'm the one with all the
was
recording
gonna say,
equipment.
He's got the mics.
I've got the microphones. I've got the recording equipment, which we're speaking of which we're actually recording on all new recording equipment and new microphones and new types of microphones.
Hopefully,
which,
we sound very spiffy.
I think we might sound like we're in a tin can. But
Let's find out.
But it's going to be interesting. But it's stuff I'm working on. So I'm working out all the kinks, making it sound as good as it used to, making it sound better than it used to, and also having to have less stuff in front of me to do all that recording.
Yeah.
Your simplification. So much room for activities.
And also being able to
Fully interactive
because that's always been my thing, is I want my podcasting equipment to be so portable that I can go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
And I think I just achieved that.
Yeah.
If only these were wireless, we'd be really set.
Yeah. And don't think I didn't think about it and then saw the price and went, nope, not right now.
Yeah.
Maybe someday in the future if we're making big bucks or something on this. Which does bring me the fact that sometime also at the beginning of the year, I'm going to be launching a Patreon.
Yeah, cool.
For Geek Bombast, which the start of the Patreon is pretty much just going to be pay for hosting, for pay for bills that go into the podcast, so that no money's coming out of my pocket, no money's coming out of anybody else's pocket.
Right.
And then if that gets more, we're gonna, obviously it's gonna pay for equipment, new equipment, new computers, because my laptop is still the same laptop from 3 years ago. Not my tablet, but my laptop.
Mine is too.
I was going to say, I think I remember
but
that.
mine doesn't work well.
Oh no, mine's still awesome.
My desktop there's a lot. I need to upgrade a lot of stuff actually, but I can make by with what I've got for now, for however long I need to. So that's something that's going to kind of go there, and as it grows, maybe more. Maybe we'll be able to get to a point where I can pay anyone that is on the podcast and actually.
And then we can talk about the yachts that Rod
Yes,
is so interested
Yachts
in.
on yachts.
Yes. I don't expect we'll get that far, but
We got
it'd be
plenty
nice.
of water now. We need the yachts.
But I'm not. But because it's it's the end of the year, we're coming up on Christmas. I don't want people to be giving us their Christmas money, so I'm not going to launch that until next year, beginning of next year. And you don't have to subscribe, though. And I'll go into it more when we launch it. Is that when we do launch the Patreon, we've got some cool stuff, incentives for supporting us. So other people that are going to be on the podcast, other than Rod and Nick here, are going to be my wife Amanda.
I am shocked.
Yeah,
Shocked, I tell you.
Yeah,
I always thought she should have been on here.
I agree completely.
she is going to be on the podcast, obviously, at times, and then also she's going to be doing she's going to be doing most of the community stuff. Because she kind of told me, like, hey, I want to manage, we're going to
She
have
knows how to do that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she did it for a job for a long time.
Many a moon.
Yeah,
Yes.
so she's going to be the one who's kind of mostly handling the
Online presence.
We're probably going to have an Instagram account here soon if we don't by the time this has gone out. And then also there's some other friends that when they come on, I'll introduce them obviously then that have agreed to come
Surprises.
on. Just friends that I enjoy talking to and have good conversations with,
And they will have opinions.
And hopefully they have opinions about things. A few of them you may know from other websites, other big websites, the groups that we travel in or traveled in the past. So that's always fun. They'll be familiar to some people, I'm sure. But yeah, so that's kind of the general quick me talking for 10 minutes portion where you guys tuned out, I'm sure.
Long story short,
I was listening.
too late.
But
I mean, I think it's all
It's all relevant information.
It's relevant.
Yeah, it's all relevant. But since like I said, the last episode I'm sorry, I keep smacking my ring into your table.
It takes a while to adjust. It takes a little while to adjust to having the ring.
No, I agree.
Yeah, I think the other thing to talk about is I got married this year.
Yeah.
So
I think last time we recorded a show, both of you are non-married.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
yeah,
And I was married to someone else.
We've all had a wedding since.
We've all had weddings since the last time we recorded.
Yeah. Also, I got a dog.
Wait, so does that means that recording a podcast makes you single? Because the moment within 3 years, all of us immediately. All right, sorry.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I got a dog.
I didn't know you had a dog. Oh, yeah, wait, I know you have a dog.
Yeah.
Of course I know.
Of course, pictures of the dog.
That's like 90% of your Facebook is pictures of your dog.
My dog is great, but
my dog is annoying.
My dog is a monster, but
Your
I love
dog
her.
is huge. Yes.
Yeah, she's like 80 pounds.
Yeah.
Jesus, I got a tiny dog.
You just have a
She's
lab.
still-
You just have a lab, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She still sits on me exactly like your dog does.
You have the dog my wife wants. My wife wants a big lab, golden retriever lab.
I will support this because labs are amazing.
Every dog I've ever had wants to be in my face all the time, and that's fine when your dog is 25 pounds. And I just feel like I'm going to get a dog. The dog's going to want to be in my face all the time, and when it's 80 pounds, it's going to be less cute and more like.
It's still pretty cute.
I can't
but
breathe.
She's a codependent dog that has
Yeah.
to be near you at all times.
Yeah,
So
mine's
Right.
the same way.
there's some downsides.
And I will say, I'm a bad person. I let my dog sleep in my bed,
No, I would do too.
and that's fine when your dog is 25 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Not so good when your dog's 80.
Oh yeah, I wrestle with this topic every
I
night.
already have a tough enough. I
Yeah.
have a tough enough time sleeping as it is with the 25-pound dog. I don't need.
But yeah, so I'm trying to think. Like, what else has gone on since the last episode? From
All right, so real quick, we should review everything we've seen, read, or played
Jesus.
in the last 3 years.
That's going to be a little difficult, Rob.
Yeah, I don't even know what I don't even know what I did like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know.
I have the memory of a
We
goldfish.
can talk about every Marvel movie that's come out for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
I thought
there were
something-
people who wanted us to do
I thought
special episodes.
I thought about it. I was thinking about it this last week or so when we knew we were going to be recording, and I thought, because we don't. I would say we're not necessarily going to do reviews every week or whatever. So I thought, well, what could we do? What things could we do? And one of the things I thought was we should start and let's watch a movie once a month maybe and go through all the Marvel movies and talk about each movie. Might be something we could do.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Go.
Yeah, if that's what people want. I mean, I've got some of the movies on DVD or Blu-ray. I don't have them all.
Oh, I could
unfortunately.
lend them to you. Or
Yeah.
I think every time I buy one, it's like, because I get the 4K now, and so it always comes with like DVD and Bluray or Blu-ray and 4K.
So do I.
Or,
Yeah. I mean, I've got all
I
of,
just
like,
transitioned to 4K just recently. and
Yeah. How you liking that?
Loving it.
It's pretty great.
I'm not there yet, but me and the missus got to talking, and we might be upgrading our home entertainment system.
I only did it because both of my TVs broke within the span of 2 weeks, and I was like, God damn it.
Well, you guys know, but the people who listen to the podcast don't know. A couple of years ago, my house got struck by lightning. And so I had a homeowner's policy, and I had to replace basically everything that was electric in my house. And so that meant what I did was a lot of the stuff I had to replace, I either didn't replace or replaced like used.
Yeah.
And then I scrimped and then I bought a nice TV. I future-proofed the TV. I was like, I don't want to have to buy another TV for like 10 years.
My wife is like, you have to, basically, the TV has to fit on our TV stand. I decided to not major it, and I just, and I was like, let's get a 70-inch, it'll fit. It barely fits.
Oh, no, that's kind of the thing. Like, she was like, if we get a TV, if we get a physical TV, it has to sit on the...
Because you guys do projector.
Oh, yeah. No, and I was like, I do a projector, and if I replace that projector, it's being replaced with another projector. And she's like, yeah, that's a good point. So, yeah, let's... And we're probably going to do that. We're going to look into seeing what kind of like 4K or,
well, in 4K
projector
now,
we can
it's
get.
not hard to get a player. Because you just get an Xbox or I guess an Xbox, right?
Yeah,
the Xbox
right.
One I have an Xbox One, and it's a 4K player.
Yeah.
If you have the Xbox One S or the Xbox One X,
yes,
it's a 4K
I have the
player.
S.
Okay.
So it
Is the
plays
PS4
4K.
Pro, is that a...
No.
Okay, that's what I...
They did not want to, like everyone kind of, because Blu-ray is Sony's format, and they're even the ones pushing 4K, and it was like not on the PlayStation 4 Pro, and everyone's like, what was the thought behind that?
Yeah, that's weird.
But yeah.
Damn Sony.
Because, it makes no sense. But yeah, no, other than, getting married this year and I moved.
You moved? I bought a house.
Yeah.
I bought my house again. I bought it again. I refinanced it.
But yeah, I can't really think of anything that's like anything major that's really happened in the long...
I will say, my kid is getting older. I was talking with someone about this today. I think we talk about before we have kids or after you have a kid.
Yeah.
You talk about like, my kid is gonna watch these movies and they're gonna be so important to like Star Wars. Like I made Star Wars a huge deal in this house with my kid.
Yeah.
And my kid can take or leave Star Wars. Like he loves the paraphernalia. He loves the toys.
Yeah.
Right?
Who doesn't?
Like, who doesn't love spaceships, right? He's got like 4 Millennium Falcons.
But they don't necessarily want to sit down.
But the movie it's fine. He likes it. He likes it the same way he likes, Curious George, the Halloween episode. Like it's just the thing he watches. What he's obsessed with is the Marvel movies. And I really think that for kids in that range, like elementary school kids, I think the Marvel movies are their Star Wars.
Oh yeah, no, definitely,
I think
definitely.
Because he's like, I'll be like, Star Wars this or Star Wars that, and he's like, yeah, okay, that's nice, old man. Let's talk about Iron Man. Let's talk about an Infinity War. Like he's not even seen Infinity War, but he still knows like 40% of what has happened in that movie, just because of him and his friends at school. Like
it's a little dark for him.
He knows spoilers. Yeah. He knows the ending of the movie. He knows that like he bought a Spider-Man toy this week. His grandmother got him one or something, and he knows Spider-Man dies in the movie. And I had to literally like, he wasn't heartbroken. He was like, said it kind of confused, like Spider-Man dies in the movie, and I was like, well, he's gonna come back. I was like, they're making another Spider-Man movie, so he's going to be back. It's just a story.
Yeah.
He's not really gone. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he's just fine. Like, he doesn't care.
I saw Infinity War like 4 or 5 times in the theater, and on multiple occasions, when that scene occurred, there were so many kids who cried, like,
some
audibly.
Adults in that room that were crying about.
Yeah, that's actually
scene's
true.
Rough.
It is. It's extremely rough.
I will say, honestly, I think I've only seen that movie twice.
No,
I own it, but I think I've seen it since I purchased it, and I saw it once in the theater.
No, I've seen it way more than that.
Yeah, I think I've only seen it like 2 times.
Yeah.
2 or 3 times, yeah.
All right, well, I'm an addict for the Marvel movies. It's
I love the Marvel movies. It's not, but when I sit down to watch them, it's not on my list of like, it's not one of my go-to rewatch.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that as well. Like, it's weird, because for me...
Because it's not done.
Yeah, yeah. But also for me, it's just like when I sit down and like I'm like, I want to watch a movie. What do I want to watch? I typically don't go towards the Marvel films like at all. Like even Guardians of the Galaxy and like all my favorites. I typically don't rewatch those. It's weird. The movies I tend to rewatch are horror movies.
No, I definitely rewatch the Marvel movies. I watch them a lot. It's just that's not one of them. Yeah. It's not one of my go-to rewatchables.
Yeah. Like what is your most rewatchable horror film?
Yeah.
In the Mouth of Madness.
Okay,
so that's a great movie.
That's a great.
Is that Sam Neill?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sam Neill.
Yeah.
It's probably it fluctuates with it and The Thing are kind of.
You're talking about the Tim Curry, not the new.
No.
You say
as in
in the Mouth of Madness.
In the Mouth of Madness, and The Thing kind of flip spots depending on my mood.
The Thing is really great.
As my favorite horror, like pure horror movie. If you wanted to say include movies that are horror comedy, then obviously Ghostbusters is my favorite movie of all time. But
see, if you included horror comedy, my favorite would be Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
I don't know what my favorite. I don't like horror enough to maybe say that I have a favorite.
That's one of my favorite genres.
I really like Get Out.
That's Amanda's favorite. That's literally, we tried to do 150 movie.
I know she does it up for the Halloween man.
Yeah.
She's not, as they say, effing about.
Mind you, this year
Halloween.
because we didn't realize that starting the 150 like movie a day. For 150 days, countdown to Halloween started on our wedding day. We didn't realize that when we planned it.
She's a slacker.
Plus some other things that have been going on in life, like we kind of fell off the bandwagon and haven't watched. But so we've got like all these movies, these horror movies, like a lot of them we haven't watched, like we've never seen. We just bought them because.
I remember when she was compiling the list.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know. I will say it is up there for me.
The new one? Oh, the new one?
The new one is really good.
I haven't watched it yet.
I've seen it twice now.
I own it on Blu-ray. I haven't watched it yet.
I own it. I've watched it twice, both times with people.
Yeah.
And It's really good.
So I've been rewatching a lot of the James Wan horror. So I like Conjuring, Conjuring 2, Insidious.
We've got Conjuring and Conjuring 2.
I honestly think the Conjuring movies are fantastic. Insidious are just really smart. They're not amazing, but they're just really well fleshed out, the world that he creates.
Insidious is the one with Ethan Hawke.
No. Insidious is Patrick Wilson and Rose Byrne.
Who am I thinking of? Sinister. I'm thinking of
Sinister is Ethan Hawke.
Sinister I did not like as much as everyone else seemed to like it.
I was not in love with it. I thought it was just okay.
I haven't seen Insidious yet.
What's his name right there?
Cargill.
Cargill wrote it.
I've not seen it.
I try to see most Ethan Hawke movies.
Generally, he's
really
great.
Good.
Generally speaking, I only see the horror movies if like everyone I know is like, this movie is amazing.
Like Get Out.
Like Get Out. Well, I would have seen Get Out just because I like Jordan Peele so much.
Yeah.
I would have seen that regardless. And also, I barely consider that a horror. I really consider that a thriller.
What about, do you consider it as a comedy, which is what I think
I don't think it's a comedy.
Isn't that what it got classified as?
At the Emmys or the Golden Globes? Golden Globes considered it a comedy, which was ridiculous.
It was very ridiculous.
It's on the same level as Invasion of the Body Snatchers or The Stepford Wives.
It's a satire.
Yeah.
But it's not a comedy.
Yeah, it definitely has more like with Stepford Wives.
It's European press. What do they know?
Yeah, but kind of not sure where to go from there.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Well, okay, hold on. So is Infinity War your favorite of the Marvel? What's your favorite? What's your top three right now?
Oh man, top three.
Top three Marvel movies. What are your top three? Because you're the big Marvel guy.
I still think Winter Soldier.
I agree with
that.
Actually,
number one is Thor Ragnarok.
I will say, I prefer Winter Soldier. A lot of people really like Civil War more. I think Winter Soldier is a better movie.
I agree.
So mine is, number one is Thor Ragnarok, 2 is Winter Soldier, and 3 is probably, it kind of flip-flops, but I really like Avengers, the first one.
I think I'm with you on 1 and 2 completely.
I'm not.
I think my 3 might be Spider-Man.
Homecoming?
Oh,
yeah.
Spider-Man Homecoming, yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, it's good. The villain is so good.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Keaton is so amazing in that. Like,
he's
he's my favorite villain in any of those movies, maybe with the exception of Thanos.
Yeah. I think my top 3 right now are Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and Winter Soldier.
I was doing some listening to other podcasts, and apparently people really like Guardians 2. And the things I was reading online, a lot of people like Guardians 2 more than Guardians 1.
I kind of do a little bit like it.
That makes no sense to me. I think 1 is such a better movie.
Oh, yeah. I can understand that.
2 is good.
The emotional impact of 2, I think, hit harder for me than the first one.
I think 2 has a couple of better scenes. I think 1...
I agree.
1 is just overall
feel
better.
More of that. I have a little bit more...
it's more consistent. It's not as uneven. I think 2 suffers from a lot of pacing problems.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean, it's father and son stuff. Yeah. How does that not hit all of us nerds? Like, right in them?
But yeah, I know 1 hit me really close to home because of my mom. So that was kind of a thing for me. But yeah, no. So those are my top 3. Like, I did not like Thor Ragnarok.
Really?
I really hated the forced comedy.
I didn't feel it was forced at all. I felt like it was amazing. It was perfect.
It undercut all of the drama of the movie. Because literally be like, oh, my father died. Hey, I'm going to make 3 jokes over here now that, like, 2 seconds after I'm sitting here.
But see, and I read it
undercut every sense of drama and urgency that movie had.
And I read it as his coping mechanism of dealing with that.
He's the Chandler Bing of the Marvel Universe,
For lack of a better comparison, he is the Chandler Bing of the Marvel Universe.
They made him, he deals with, because the other thing, too, is, like, he's a Norse mythology character. His whole life is drama. So what's he going to do? Be dour forever? He made a joke about when his brother turned him into a snake or something.
Yeah, he turned into a snake. And scared him.
Yeah. Like, he's a guy who grows up with just horror around him all the time. So I don't know.
That was just my thing. I thought it was a better movie than the previous 2 Thor movies. But I still put it very...
I love it. It's so great.
Piss off, Ghost.
Thor is without a doubt my favorite of the Marvel movies. I would not argue if you wanted to argue that it's not the best. I think maybe you could argue there are better films in the Marvel Universe, but it is without a doubt my favorite. I love Thor.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Well, and I can hit play on that movie at any time, and I can do a bunch of stuff around the house. I can come in and out.
That is for sure my number one with a bullet go-to. Like, I'm going to watch a Marvel movie. Odds are I'm going to watch Thor.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I'll admit, like, for me, I didn't go see it in theaters. Like, that was kind of a big thing. I ended up not getting to go see it in theaters, and everyone would be like, oh, it's the best Marvel movie. It's the best Marvel.
Your expectations were way up here.
Oh, no, and even then, my expectations weren't even that high because I don't trust people, especially with with the Marvel movies.
If you grade on a curve, it's the best Marvel movie of all time. That curve being the quality of the two Thor movies previous.
Yeah.
It then becomes astoundingly good, like the Citizen Kane of Marvel movies. Because the first two are so... I was a defender of the first two, and then the third one came out.
I don't think they're great, but they have their moments, and I feel like
they're very small moments.
Yeah, but I actually like the first one quite a bit.
I like the first one. The first one. It's fine. It seems
Kenneth Branagh's version of...
If you've seen it in the last 5 years, it seems so small.
Yeah, but if you revisit any of the Marvel movies, some of that beginning stuff compared to what they're doing now, it is very small.
I don't think Iron Man feels small. I think Iron Man still feels big.
I can agree with that. Iron Man still is pretty darn good.
Yeah, and it doesn't feel like Thor did. It doesn't feel... Even the first Cap movie feels somewhat small.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Although I think...
I get that. So here's a question. We've gushed about Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah.
What are our thoughts on DC's movies?
So anyway...
Okay, I am actually excited for Aquaman.
I'm excited.
I'm genuinely excited.
You know what? There is one one DC movie that I am excited about seeing.
What's that? Shazam.
Yeah, Shazam looks
that trailer for Shazam, I was
Did you guys watch?
Oh my!
Yeah. Did you guys watch the 5-minute trailer for Aquaman? The one that they kind of
just
did basically a sizzle reel.
The extended sizzle reel to hey, we're not making an awful movie
Some
anymore.
of those tracking shots with the action, they were beautiful.
The director is good.
Yeah, it's James Wan.
They've hired a fantastic director. Yeah. I'm still a little on the fence of that version of Aquaman.
You don't want bro Aquaman?
I'm not super opposed to it.
No.
I like the actor. It's just, I don't trust DC. I don't trust Warner Brothers, man.
No, I mean, you shouldn't trust Warner Brothers. Their barometer is insane.
They've made one good movie so far.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. I mean, since they've tried to the DCU.
I mean, I've bought most of the other ones. I own Suicide Squad. I own Justice League.
I don't own Suicide Squad. I do own the Justice League, but I don't know that I've watched it since I bought it.
I've never seen Justice League.
Oh, really? Justice League
has a couple of moments. Justice League has a couple of moments that are good.
But you can see
like
sort of
the Flash.
Yeah, you can see the humor sort of in the pops and the few story elements.
And I will say, I liked Ben Affleck. I think he's a good Batman. I think he's in awful movies, but I think he is a good Batman.
I think everyone kind of agrees with you on that. Yeah, like no one actually is saying that Ben Affleck is the worst Batman.
We all know Henry Cavill he's fantastic. He's just been in... They just make bad movies.
Yeah.
Well, it's because they keep letting David Goyer write them and Zack Snyder have a producing or directing part on it.
I mean, I will go see Aquaman. I have seen all of those movies in the theater. I will go see Aquaman.
Are you going to go see Joaquin Phoenix's Joker movie?
Yeah, how could I not? I mean, it's going to be so weird.
I need to see, like, an actual, like, legit
From the
trailer.
Director of
like,
the
an actual... like
that is honestly what the trailer should open up with. From the director of the Hangover comes.
From the man who brought you Old School.
Yeah. Starring the actor who went crazy.
Starring Johnny Cash. I mean, it seems like they're going for, based on the almost nothing we know about it, right? It seems like they're going for a very Taxi Driver-esque. Isn't it set in New Jersey? Something I read said it was set in New Jersey.
I have no idea. I have no idea of what this movie is. I don't know how you can do a movie where your protagonist is the Joker. It kind of is boggling.
I mean, you know.
We'll get there.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I
honestly,
think
Warner Brothers is just greenlighting every single DC property that they can,
and then delaying or canceling everything they already have in the pipeline.
Yeah. Yeah, because they just greenlit Birds of Prey.
Did they?
Oh yeah. They cast Black Canary.
From what they've said is that they're removing Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, and giving she's the lead of Birds of Prey.
Okay.
Well, and they're giving James Gunn is coming on to write Suicide Squad.
2, yeah. He's going to be, and he basically says it's going to have no connection to the first movie.
Which is good.
Other than Amanda Waller, running a Suicide Squad. And then, I think, what was it?
Wait, who's the director again, you said?
There is no director at the moment. Right now, James Gunn is writing it.
Oh, that's right.
And then there's talks to maybe have him direct it.
What a slap in Marvel's face that would be if they let him direct a Suicide Squad movie. Because, God, that'd probably be good.
Yeah. Just make James Gunn your Kevin Feige.
I don't even think it's. I kind of feel like they. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm not for. Like I like James Gunn. I think he's great. He's actually one of my favorite directors.
Right.
As far as the movies he's made and his presence online and things like that. Not counting the stuff that got him in trouble at.
Right.
Not counting all that stuff from however many years ago. But I feel like giving the entire franchise to one director is what got them in it got them into the because here's the thing, like you said, Kevin Feige. He's not a director.
No,
he doesn't direct any of these movies. He is a guy whose entire purpose is to sit on the outside and go, he's
like a showrunner on a TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like that's what Warner Brothers needs. They need someone who is. I thought it was going to be Jeff Johns for a while, but it seems like that when he got that position. But it turns out not Jeff Johns.
Fell through and he returned back to writing comics.
I thought it was going to be Jeff Johns, but I feel like they need someone who is maybe not a comic book person, but is a fan of the comics, but also understands movies. Yeah. And is not going to direct or write or anything. It's just there to make sure that there is cohesion between the movies, and because that's all what Kevin Feige does.
Yeah.
I mean, he does more than that, obviously, but like I feel like they need that at Warner Brothers.
I was just saying Warner Brothers wants to, give the middle finger to Marvel by hiring their director and giving him the reins.
Well, and they fired Cavill and they're done with Affleck, and so it's like super confusing because they've got Aquaman's coming out, and Wonder Woman, the sequel to Wonder Woman 84, that's coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
and so they're gonna just
Shazam is coming.
Are they gonna keep the continuity and recast those actors, which would probably be the smarter thing to do?
That's what they should do at this point, but I don't know if they're gonna.
Are they going to let them exist in their own? I just don't know.
Or they're going to do Flashpoint and they're going to rewrite everything and change the timeline.
No, maybe they're just going to redo the Flash movie. That'd be pretty great. Just have the Flash movie just be a total like, hey, F everything. We're going to start over.
That's a possibility.
And what we've learned is you have to start the way you start Marvel movies. You got to one movie at a time, man.
But the funny thing is I feel like where Marvel succeeded movie-wise. DC is totally... the CW shows are totally owning everything.
Yeah.
I mean, there are some people that are like, oh, these shows are tired, and I think, their seasons just started up recently. I don't know if anybody's actually watching.
Aren't
they doing an Elseworlds episode?
That's their big crossover.
The big crossover between Supergirl... I saw
a poster for it.
Yeah, it's Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow are doing a story called Elseworld, in which they're going to introduce Batwoman.
Right. Ruby Rose. And Legends aren't involved this time.
No, it's just those three shows. Legends aren't involved.
Is Legends still on?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just started a new season.
Honestly, the Legends show is one of the most fun.
So Legends, I feel like, found its footing when they went, let's just go stupid crazy with it.
Yeah.
Like, the stupider the idea, the more fun we can have with it, and the more fun people seem to enjoy watching it. So let's just go with that. No idea is too stupid. No idea is too crazy. Let's just do that as a series.
But they did care about their characters because there were definitely emotional moments and stuff. I just recently rewatched or jumped back into the CW shows, so I watched all of last seasons of Legends, and there were some great stuff with Martin Stein, bonkers stuff with the finale and a giant fluffy creature, Bevo. But Constantine gets thrown up, and Matt Ryan is fantastic.
Constantine is now a permanent cast member on the new season of Legends.
And then on their CW Seed, they've got his animated series.
His animated series that continues where the previous series left
Which
off.
they showed the first episode on TV last week, and I watched that, and I was kind of surprised with how close it skewed to Hellblazer, because Chaz was involved, his backstory, which I always forget the name of that kind of debacle that he had that during the Garth Ennis run. Yeah. They did that, and it felt more like Hellblazer than what I thought would show on a network show.
It's interesting. Honestly, I don't read a ton of Hellblazer. Yeah. So my knowledge of that character is really mostly limited to appearances and other stuff and stuff that Neil Gaiman's done.
I mean, Black Lightning's been really good.
That's the one I haven't been.
I watched the first half of the first season.
I watched the entirety of the first season.
It's interesting because it's weird because he's not young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of
like
about it.
Weird. Yeah, I dug it. He's an adult.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Supergirl, I kind of fell behind on.
Yeah, I fell behind on that.
It's just been okay.
And then they're obviously the Elseworlds story, the crossover event's going to spin off a Batwoman TV series.
Yep.
Starring Ruby Rose, and then
do we know can Ruby Rose act?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
she's good.
Okay.
She's in John Wick 2, and
she played a character who didn't talk.
She was also in Triple X, The Return of Xander Cage.
Yes, she was in that. She was also
That's not helping your argument.
She was also in the...
that movie was great.
Wait, she was on Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
And I will admit I have not seen her in that. She was good?
Yeah, she was very good. And she was also in the new Shark movie with Jason Statham.
Oh,
which she was fun in that too.
Doesn't help your argument.
Dude, the Meg was fun.
The Meg was dumb fun?
Yeah, it was dumb fun.
Okay.
It was on the level of Deep Blue Sea. I mean, come on.
Yeah. All right.
But also there's the rumor or they're actually going to give they gave the green light for the CW to do a Superman show.
I thought that was debunked.
Oh, was it debunked?
I thought I did. I thought I saw an article floating around that they were like, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just heard a rumor. It wasn't.
That guy they cast for him was fantastic.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah,
I really liked CW him. Superman TV rumor has been debunked.
Okay.
I think they should do
2 days ago, no, the CW isn't making a Superman TV show.
Well, that's disappointing, but still totally okay with that.
Yeah. They're afraid to do Batman and Superman but they're going to do a random Alfred show on the.
This
Fox.
Is my.
It's not Fox.
Oh, it's not Fox?
It's on Epix.
Oh, Epix.
It's going to be
so it'll be on the CW in about 6 months after it premieres. Which is what happens with those shows.
I haven't watched Gotham, but I occasionally press my ear to the wall that is Gotham.
Weird to me. We'll do Arrow, we'll do The Flash, we'll do Black Lightning, we'll do Supergirl, but we won't do Superman or Batman. As a matter of fact, but we know they make money. We know their names are name recognition. So we'll do Krypton. We'll do Gotham when he's a kid. We'll do the Alfred show. It's like just do Batman or Superman or don't.
From what I
understand, you're on the fence. Figure it out.
The problem here is that whoever WB side was involved with the movies has stated that they don't want two actors playing Superman at the same time.
Well, that's dumb. There's two people playing the Flash, and everyone was fine.
And that's because, but they only allowed that because the Flash TV show started before that casting happened.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember on Arrow when they were doing Suicide Squad stuff, and then the movie started ramping up, and they're like, you can't do Suicide Squad anymore.
Well, it was also you can't use Harley Quinn, so they just kind of wrote around it in a weird way.
They teased her, and then they were like, "Nah, we'll never do that again."
Yeah.
There's just something weird with the disconnect between their TVs and movies, and I wish they would just get it together.
And then on the Marvel side of TV shows,
let's not go.
Inhumans was garbage.
Utter
that
garbage.
was hot
Agents
garbage.
of S.H.I.E.L.D. people like, right?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of comes and goes.
I don't watch it.
It gets good, and then it forgets why it's good, and then gets bad.
I checked in when they did Ghost Rider, and then they did, of all things, the Darkhold. And I was like, oh man, that's a relic of the 90s. Yeah. I have to see what they... Oh, yeah, it's boring. Let me check out again. Although I thought their effects on Ghost Rider weren't bad.
The Netflix shows are so hit and miss.
Yeah.
Punisher,
and they're canceling.
Punisher was great.
And then they're canceling them.
Daredevil has been fantastic.
Yeah, I know season 3 just came out. I haven't watched any of it yet.
I haven't seen any of it
yet. Although I have a couple of friends who've already powered through the first 5 or 6 episodes who say it's good.
Yeah. I'm actually really behind on the Netflix shows. I just got through. Literally 2 weeks ago, I finished watching Jessica Jones season 2.
Don't need to. I don't. I watched 2 episodes of Jessica Jones and was like, nope. And I never finished season 1 of Iron Fist. Like, I just didn't like it so much.
I liked the second season of Jessica Jones.
I feel like they didn't know what to do with her character.
Yeah.
Like, it was very much a, we're not going to follow the comics going forward, because I think at the time there were, because most of the comics after that story arc of the first season kind of became Jessica and Luke.
Yeah.
And since they decided that they didn't want to do that, they went, well, what do we do with Jessica?
I feel like they should have just, honestly, they should have just adapted the Bendis stuff.
Why would you put those characters together and not do the Bendis stuff? It's recent and it's good. And
not
honestly,
even do it verbatim, but do it like a similar.
At least steal the good stuff from it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't love it, there was stuff they did that worked.
She's great as Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
she's fantastic. The casting is not awful on any of it except Iron Fist.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he's a good actor. I don't know, but
he was good on Game of Thrones for what it was on there.
So, my problem with the first season of Iron Fist is that
it's awful.
It is awful. Because it's the the guy who they got to showrun it. I don't know his name, and I purposely not learned his name
because he's a garbage human.
Because he is a garbage human being.
Yeah.
Because he had the gall to go, well, writing Iron Fist is hard because he doesn't have any superpowers.
Yeah.
And then I was
first of all, he does.
Yeah. It's
second of all, writing.
It's in your show that he has a glowing fist.
His name is literally.
That's not something you made up.
It's literally called Iron Fist, dude. Also, how many amazing kung fu movies are there? Like.
Yeah, but then again, that guy ended season 1 of Iron Fist, and then went on to make the garbage fire that is Inhumans. And his first thought with that was, well, how do I make this show interesting? Well, let's take away all of their powers.
First episode saw, I think, Medusa shaving her head.
Yeah, or getting her head shaved.
Oh, did you guys watch that?
I never watched one second of it. I gave it the chance of the first episode.
Got a head injury that caused his powers not to work.
Yep.
So he couldn't find the weakness in anything anymore.
Yeah.
And even that, then they kind of didn't really display his powers correctly.
It was pointless. Everything in that show was pointless.
Yes, it really was.
Do we think they're canceling Iron Fist and Luke Cage to do Heroes for Hire show? Or do we think they're just canceling it? I don't know how the rights work on that.
So that is
actually the thing that no one knows.
Yeah.
Because Netflix...
Disney... Because everybody...
So everyone has been said... at first everyone said, oh, Marvel must have canceled Iron Fist and... before Luke Cage happened, Marvel must have canceled Iron Fist so that they could relaunch it properly for the new Disney streaming service, because I know they're trying to do a bunch of Marvel stuff there. The head of Netflix came out very quickly and was like, no, the way the contract states, the only people that can decide when these shows are canceled are Netflix.
Yeah.
Marvel has no say on whether or not we continue or cancel these shows.
And also, Disney is not likely to do those adult-themed shows on their Disney streaming service.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
You think?
You
think they're going to do adult stuff?
Yes.
All right.
I think they're going to cater to all their audiences.
I don't think it would be as adult.
I don't think you're going to see Wilson Fisk beating some dude to death on a Disney streaming channel. I don't think you're going to see The Punisher at all on a Disney streaming service. Some of those shows are very violent.
Oh yeah, no, they completely are.
And you can say they'll do superhero stuff, and they will. All the Marvel movies they'll put on there, but that's comic book level movie violence. It's not even if it pushes a little, it's not Netflix TV show levels of violence. I mean, season 1 of Jessica Jones was Rape, the television show.
Yeah, it was.
True.
I don't think that's going on. I have a hard time seeing that on Disney's streaming service. So, but, who knows? We haven't seen what they're doing yet.
Yeah, but I mean, so the thought is that that Netflix controls those characters, so that the reason they may have canceled both of those shows is because I haven't seen season 2 of Luke Cage yet. I heard it was good, but I heard it wasn't as good as the first season.
First season's pretty good.
Yeah. And while everyone really liked season 2 of Iron Fist, season 1 was garbage.
I think people agree that the second season of Iron Fist was better than the first season. Yeah. I haven't heard a lot of people say that it was garbage. I shouldn't say it's garbage, because
there were some interesting ideas in season 1, but it was mostly garbage. It was mostly infuriating. And
I will not dispute.
I have a lot of issues with the fact that this is a man who is supposed to be the most trained kung fu martial artist and doesn't know how to fight at all.
Well, I only watched the first episode, and honestly, not all the way through. But the fighting was better in the season 2.
Well, my theory on why season 1 was as bad as it was is they cast him and literally started filming 3 months later.
They completely rushed it.
And he didn't put in any of the work to do he didn't have time.
Yeah.
So my thought was season 2, if he's doing his own choreography and doing better choreography, or if they just get a proper stunt double that can actually do the kung fu and which some people said that he has a mask that he covers his face up at times, which apparently they gave him so that they could put a stunt double in and people wouldn't notice. Whether or not that's true, I don't know. I haven't seen season 2. I'm still catching up because I'm so behind on a lot of things. But yeah, so I mean, the theory is that they axed both Luke Cage and Iron Fist, and they're going to launch a Heroes for Hire type show, or at least one season show to see how it does.
Well, the whole thing is they want a Heroes for Hire and they want Daughters of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Which would be Colleen Wing and...
Those would be 2 better shows.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a Misty Knight show.
Yeah, she was okay in season 1. I liked those characters.
She was good in Defenders. I mean, Defenders was...
I didn't finish Defenders. I know how it ends, but I didn't finish it. They're not good. Some of those shows are good, and some of them are just
Sigourney
not.
Weaver. She was not a great villain.
Some of them are some of that stuff we just have to admit was bad. Which is crazy because Daredevil's so flipping good.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing. It's like Daredevil, really has been embracing the darkness of the Miller era stuff, and even the Bendis stuff. Not very much, but I mean, his villain is Kingpin, and that's the Kingpin.
Cast perfectly.
That's and then they have ninjas, fucking ninjas in this day and age. That's not realistic, but they have ninjas, and he fights ninjas. Iron Fist, his enemy is corporate synergy.
Yeah, they really leaned on the wrong part of that character.
And then, Jessica Jones, she had an actual superpowered villain in the Purple Man. Great villain. Season 2 was parental problems.
Well, and that was the problem with season 2 of Luke Cage, right? Season 1 had a better villain. It had a better villain. Once what, Copperhead?
Yeah, it was Copperhead.
Once he's gone, it's just not as compelling.
Yeah. And then really Defenders is Sigourney Weaver, who's dying of cancer? It's like
but we love you, Ripley. Don't die.
But it's like,
why are you so mean?
But it's literally like when the show embraces the comic book villains, the show's good. And when the villain is comic booky in the same way that the main character is comic booky, the show is good. But it's when they try to make realistic villains, people who are normal everyday people but are maniacal, whatever, doesn't work.
Do you think the problem with this is Jeff Loeb, since he is involved in every single one of the shows, as sort of the Kevin Feige?
I don't think he's helping.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's the problem, but I definitely know he's not
the solution.
And because Daredevil works, because they have some it started out with Drew Goddard, and that I think he just went on. He was going to produce it, and then he got bumped back to being like executive producer or something instead of show running it. But he definitely kind of set it off on the right tracks, and I think the people who follow in his footsteps were people following those and kind of getting those characters have a love for Daredevil. I don't know. I feel like Jeff Loeb is the problem. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I mean, he's involved in that too. And I mean, it always felt like it was, embarrassed of what it was.
Yeah, that's actually when the content is... That's why Flash and Arrow and everything and all those CW shows work, is because they're not embarrassed. The first season of Arrow is totally embarrassed to be a DC comic.
Yeah.
But once they got over that and then went, okay, let's actually embrace the comic bookiness of it, suddenly the show got good.
Flash started off in the exact right spot. Yeah. And I don't feel like it's ever left it.
I think season 1 of Flash was fantastic.
Yeah. And
season 2 was good.
Every season has their ups and downs. So
Flash is actually the only one I'm fully caught up on and have seen every episode of the series. Arrow, I've seen up to end of season 2. I skipped season 3 entirely. I watched all of season 4, and then the last season was season 5, right?
Was it 6?
I thought there were 6 now.
I think they're on... I thought they were on 7 right now. So I thought last season was 6.
Maybe. I've only seen I've skipped like 2 seasons, and then I've seen
the random writing on Arrow always annoys me with their will they won't they with Oliver and is it
they will
Felicity, yeah.
Anytime there's a will they won't they, the answer is they will.
Well, they do.
They do. They get married, and then,
right.
then
they get divorced,
like, and then they're married again, and it's like, then she has a.
That's my. I mean, look, it's the nature of those shows, but that's my overall problem is they're soap operas.
Yeah.
Like in Flash, it works better. They should have had Barry reveal that he was the Flash to Iris, like season 1 and earlier, because it works so much better with her with that knowledge, and they can work as a team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, so I guess that's catching us up on most of the major hits as far as like movies and TVs and geek universe.
Are we watching Castle or Castle Rock? Castle Rock.
I'm like 3 episodes away from finishing it.
No spoilers. Are we enjoying it?
Oh man, I'm
so good.
Sissy Spacek. That episode that focuses on her character,
that episode's amazing.
Destroyed me.
It's mind-meltingly good.
That's the last one that I watched.
It's mind-meltingly good.
Well, it's like if all the other stupid streaming services hadn't dropped like 6 other shows that I've been wanting to watch.
Yeah.
So The Haunting of Hill House.
Which
had to watch that.
Not to go too into it, Haunting Hill House, fucking great.
Yeah, it's an amazing show.
It's what the first season of American Horror Story wished it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I hear it's good.
Yeah,
it's the 3rd time they've remade that now.
So
3rd
good.
or 4th time.
Yeah, but this
It was
is
a movie
so
in
much,
the 60s. It was a movie in the 90s.
And now a TV series.
that movie in the 90s can be forgotten.
Yeah.
I hear it's great. My wife is watching it and says it's very good.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
the show
good.
is fantastic.
But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff to catch up on.
Yes.
All over
So
the
we will
place.
do that.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
as the
over
weeks
the course of
progress.
time.
Yeah. I mean, so, as far as like returns and stuff, now the podcast is back.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. We've caught up on a lot of our opinions on stuff. And obviously, in future episodes, we do want people to send in questions.
Everything you guys like sucks. Everything I like is awesome.
But what
and
if
that goes for both of you as well.
But what if we both
don't.
like something?
No, crap. No, I don't
Does
know.
that mean it both sucks
It is
and
both
is awesome?
awesome and sucks at the same time.
Okay.
It's like Schrodinger's whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Schrodinger's cat.
Yeah. Schrodinger's
movie,
opinion.
Schrodinger's movie. Schrodinger's game.
But no, that's catching us up on however long of all the big things. Obviously, if there's stuff you want us to talk about specifically, email us. We still have our email, geekbombast@gmail.com. In future episodes, we'll actually get questions from you. You can send them in the email, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. And I'm not ending the episode yet. I'm just kind of stating.
Yeah.
Because it kind of felt like I was running.
It did. It felt like we were winding down. But okay.
Yeah, and I apologize about that. But the one of the things, since we're kind of not really going to be doing reviews specifically going forward, because that was actually one of the big things that kind of started to wear on my wanting to do the podcast each week, was just making sure that I have like 3 or 4 things to review, to talk about, and make sure that it's a whole thing.
Not all of us work at comic book stores.
Yeah, or have loved ones that work at comic book stores, like I used to.
Fuck both of y'all.
No, I don't. No. She doesn't work at a comic book store anymore. I have to buy all my stuff now. Like it's actually kind of funny. Like I only started like actually buying my comics again within the last 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Fantastic Four #1 got me back in a comic book store. It'd been a while since I'd gone to look at an individual issue. I'd go get trades and stuff every once in a while, but it'd been a while since I'd gone in to look at the new release shelf to get something, and I was like, oh, they're bringing Fantastic Four back. I have to go buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I did too. I kind of was like, well, that's kind of a big thing. I should probably get it. And yeah. Like us, we're coming back when the Fantastic Four is coming back. Were the Fantastic Four around when we stopped recording? No, they were
not.
That had been gone for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
So yeah, we figured we might as well start the podcast again now that Fantastic Four
2 episodes in, or 2 issues into that.
Yeah, yes. We're 2 issues in. Stan Slott, Sarah Pichelli on art?
Yeah, Sarah Pichelli.
Okay. Yeah.
Not patchouli.
No, different thing.
Different thing.
But yeah, it's 2 episodes. It's weird because I know people who I did not read the Marvel 2-in-1 with Thing and Johnny Storm, but it's weird because everyone I know who read the first issue went, that's pretty much the entire series of Marvel 2-in-1. They just retreaded everything that happened in Marvel 2-in-1.
Yeah, there's a little bit more nuance, and I think it was Zdarsky writing 2-in-1 for a while.
Yeah.
And strong outing for him. And I felt like he had a really good handle on Ben and Johnny and their relationship and sort of what made them tick and what made them tick outside of the family. I mean, dealing with those issues.
And I didn't read the 2-in-1 either, so I don't mind a recap.
Yeah.
No, and I think that's kind of what...
And you kind of needed that. And it was weird that, the Fantastic Four is back, but you don't actually get the Fantastic Four back in this comic.
Right. And that was I think...
Yeah.
I have 2 minds about that. Because I think execution-wise, it's a great issue.
Yeah.
I think Dan Slott, he's coming off of his giant run of Spider-Man, and honestly, that's been super well received, and spawned countless of other things, including an upcoming movie. And now he's doing Fantastic Four and Iron Man, and his approach to this is really, really interesting because the first issue is really just Ben and Johnny dealing with stuff and how they're doing their life, living their life, but he gets those characters in a way that other writers can't. I honestly feel that way, and
I felt the same way. I think he has a handle on all 4 of the characters because in issue 2 is
the reverse, is the counterpart.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, and even though I
kind of like the twist at the end of the last page.
Oh yeah. Oh, for issue 2, yeah, that was actually
at the end of the last page on issue 2. I really like that twist because I think we all knew we all thought we knew it was gonna be on that last page, and then you get to it and it's more extravagant than you thought.
Yeah, it's all about family, and that's sort of what Reed and Sue have always kind of meant for the Marvel universe. And
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and it's free. Like that last page just gave me goosebumps when I read it. I was like, oh, this is so good, kind of thing.
I'm biased, like I'm a Fantastic Four nut.
Yeah, you got the one of the things on your arm.
I got a corner box on my arm.
Corner box on your arm.
I'm a Fantastic Four nerd, and I definitely get the criticism of they should have had all 4 of them in the first issue. Like I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I don't care.
Right. Honestly,
happy.
the first 2 issues, I view it as just one giant issue, and if it had come like that, I would have been super, super happy.
And these days too, you think like it's all written for the trade. So when you get that first trade, you won't feel that way. It'll be fine.
I think what I enjoyed most out of that issue, honestly, is the proposal for Thing and Alicia Masters.
Yes.
I think that was just
a little overdue, but
little overdue, but it was poignant and it had heart behind it, and it was a great scene. And I also liked the stuff with Thing dealing with the person who lights the Fantastic Four symbol. It's a Yancey Street gang member, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think that was a great little nod to his past and how he deals with it and how Johnny feels about that. Slott has a great handle on this, and Pichelli is fantastic.
Yeah, I really like the art. Although I will say I'm not a huge fan of the cover art of the first issue.
Assad Ribic.
Yeah, not my jam. I mean, it's fine. It's just not my jam.
What did you think of the big villain in the second one? The reveal of the villains in the second one that the FF are going to be up against.
Yeah.
Are those new characters?
I feel like they are.
Okay.
I don't remember, and I can't say I've read every single issue of FF or even a bunch of it.
You can.
I've mainly focused on like when Wade was. That was my jam.
I believe that is they are new characters,
but
which I think is a good idea.
Yeah. No, I did. I think they're interesting. They're an interesting counterpart to the family that has been creating universes for the past couple of years.
That was a fantastic concept. I was like, that is fun as hell.
It was Jonathan Hickman.
Yeah.
At the end of Secret Wars.
So you say you read a lot of Mark Waid, and I like Mark Waid's run on Fantastic Four. I really love Jonathan Hickman's run.
Yeah.
Waid had some ups and downs.
I
think he really got the Fantastic Four because it was all just about craziness.
Yeah, well, and that was also introducing the Future Foundation and the, that sense of family and things like that. It's sort of exploring like bigger things.
Yes,
wasn't just the core team.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, like, this is also from someone's like, yes, I know who the Fantastic Four are. Yes, I've read Fantastic Four comics. And truthfully, I didn't read the Hickman run. Oh. It's been a very long time since I've read an actual Fantastic Four comic.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't, and so kind of reading this was, I was happy because I was actually worried that I might be a little bit lost because I hadn't been reading anything outside of, I know why Reed and Sue aren't there because of the...
Secret Wars?
Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Book, because I did read that. So I knew what they were off to, and I knew that, Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm are back on Earth. I think Ben was with the Guardians for a while, and I know Johnny Storm was dating Medusa for a while, or still is, or I don't know.
I think he was briefly.
Yeah. So I know he was in the Inhuman books for a while and stuff like that, but I haven't really, it's been a long time since I've read a Fantastic Four comic, and I can honestly say reading both these, it was quite a pleasant surprise because I really enjoyed them, and I'm going to be picking up the book, obviously, as it comes out.
Right.
Yeah, I think I will too.
Which I can honestly say I haven't said about a Fantastic Four book in a long time.
Yeah. Dan Slott's a solid writer. He took a lot of crap for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For a very long time. He took a lot of crap for Spider-Man. But I think outside of those people who are just pissed off at the idea of the big change when he took over, there were those people
he'd been writing it forever.
But they dug in their heels at the Brand New Day, whatever it was called. There were those that dug in their heels, and they were like is often the case, the vocal majority or the vocal minority on online or whatever. But people who actually read Slott's Spider-Man, almost universally, I think, said it was very good.
I didn't, but that was just more of.
He was also one of those guys that just had big ideas. I mean, he was the one who was like, okay, let's get rid of the marriage, and then let's make Dr. Octopus live inside of Peter's body for a couple of years. And then introduce Spider-Verse, taking sort of JMS's ideas of like Moreland and expanding on that to like make this entire race of inheritors that feed off of spiders.
And now they just restarted the whole Spider-Verse thing. It's Spider-Geddon.
Yeah. Christos Gage is taking sort of an idea by Dan Slott and kind of expanding on that, which it's working so far. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I haven't read the Spider-Geddon. I know the Spider-Geddon issue 0 dealt with the Spider-Man from the video game that just came out, which was really good.
And it's bringing that character into the larger Marvel universe, which is interesting.
That's so weird.
It is. I mean, basically the week after his game hit, he actually gets to come into the world.
It was a couple weeks, but
meet Otto Octavius. Our Otto Octavius as Superior Spider-Man.
That's very strange.
It is. Yeah. It is very strange. I liked it.
Where's my Spider-Ham video game? Damn it.
It's going to be in the movie coming up.
I know. I've watched that trailer like 4 times. I've shown that trailer to my kid twice. Like, I cannot wait. And it's
John Mulaney voicing him.
I love John Mulaney.
John Mulaney voicing him and Nick Cage voicing Spider-Man Noir.
Yeah. That looks amazing.
Like I think I will actually. It's PG-13, I believe.
Oh, I hadn't actually looked at the rating.
I checked because I got a 6-year-old, and I might still take him to it. Maybe.
Oh, no, I'm totally going to be there.
Might still take him to it.
I know I'm totally going to be there, immediately, because, just because it looks so slick. Like, the animation in it looks cool.
I thought somebody today was telling me that they'd watched the trailer, like, I don't know if I like that animation style. I'm like, you're out of your mind. I didn't want to call him an idiot, but I kind of wanted to call him an idiot. Like, that animation looks amazing.
Yeah, because it's 3D animation, but they do a lot of,
I hear it's all rotoscope.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
No.
I think they do a little bit of cell shading.
Yeah, there's some cell. There's some
touch of cell shading.
There's some other stuff in there, and there's so many references in it. Like there's people have actually been dissecting the trailer. Specifically, there's a scene where they look like they're in almost like a spider cave because there's a bunch of Spider-Man costumes on a wall in glass cases, and people pointed out that this video game Spider-Man suit is on that wall. Oh. So it's a whole bunch of different Spider-Man costumes.
And then there's gonna be crazy cakes. I can't wait to see.
Yeah, I am totally down for it, and I'm totally down. I'm glad to see that Miles Morales is getting a little bit more
traction.
Yeah.
Especially with Bendis not being at Marvel anymore, because I mean,
worried that the second he was gone, that character would go away.
No, I actually didn't think that, but I thought that they were gonna try to. There was that whole rumor that they were gonna change his name to Spy-D, and he was gonna be like an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a while because they didn't want to call him Spider-Man or the Ultimate Spider-Man.
So I will say, we looked at toys today for Spider-Man toys from a kid, and there is a character in that movie, in that toy line for that movie,
yeah,
that is a giant robot, and it's SP backslash DR.
Yeah, that's from the Spider-Verse.
It's a giant mech piloted by Penny Parker.
Penny Parker.
Yeah, Penny Parker. Yeah. Which was that the Gerard Way?
Gerard Way one. Yeah,
Gerard Way comic. They did take some liberty with that character on.
Well, and Marvel's actually about to launch a new Spider-Man, like Miles Morales book. I just finished.
Yeah, no. A lot of people, there were those rumors that they were going to change his name because obviously they changed. They can't call Spider-Gwen Spider-Gwen, so now she's Ghost Spider.
Which is a fine moniker.
It's fine.
I mean,
yeah, it's fine. Have you all seen that the Uprising, the Marvel Uprising animated?
I haven't watched any yet.
The first episode was on YouTube. It's not bad.
I'm just happy that
obviously I'm not the demographic for that, but it looked fun.
I'm just happy there are Unbeatable Squirrel Girl action figures at Target.
Yeah, costumes,
clothing.
Clothing.
Costumes.
It's amazing.
My kid is tickled pink by that character. He's like, her powers are squirrel.
And she beat Dr. Doom.
Kind of, yeah.
She could beat Thanos.
She's pretty powerful, dude. He's into it.
Blows my mind.
Yeah. And I love the idea of her and Ms. Marvel being like best friends.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yes. But yeah, no, that's a lot of fun. But yeah, the video game's really good though. The Spider-Man video game has been.
Yeah, it's.
We've all played it. I mean, Rod hasn't beaten it.
I'm a little more than halfway done with it.
Yeah.
Which is an epic.
Did you go out and buy a PS4 just to play the Spider-Man game?
Used, yes.
I had to ask because I was like, you said you had an Xbox One, but I think I remember there was a Facebook thread not too long ago.
There was definitely a post where I was like, I hate you all. I'm super jealous.
Yeah.
And then one day I finally broke down and was like, all right, I'm going to go find a used one. I found one on Marketplace and got one for a steal. I paid a very small price for it, considering what it is. But I bought one used and for that game. And
Rod's only like halfway through or a little over, so we're not going to spoil anything.
But so far, I will say it is the most fun. Like I just am loving. Like I have almost no complaints. Some of the Mary Jane levels and Miles Morales levels are kind of like.
Yeah, but I like them including those.
My biggest complaint was more of just less of, and it's going to sound weird, but turning Mary Jane into Lois Lane essentially.
Yeah.
I kind of have issues with that, but then again, for the story that they were telling, I understood why
fine.
It's fine.
You're right. They totally Lois'd her.
Yeah.
But
those levels, I thought it was funny. I was going to gripe about them majorly, but then they do that one level where she's skulking around, but Spider-Man's with her.
Yeah.
And then you get to kind of use the two of them in conjunction. I was like, that I liked. I was like, that's fun. That was a fun level. So they managed to do it at least somewhat in a way that wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
the puzzle. I mean, look, I'm simple. The puzzle stuff is like, meh. I could take or leave the puzzle stuff. You know what I want to do? I want to swing around town and beat up bad guys and fight villains. Like
take photos.
That is fun. And taking photos a little bit, not even a huge amount for me.
Oh man, I take photos all the time.
Dude, swinging around town and beating up bad guys, like.
Yeah.
Just swinging around town in that game is just so incredibly fun.
And all the different suits.
Yeah, all the different suits.
I still want the cel-shaded suit. I want that cel-shaded suit so bad.
It's pretty cool.
I don't have it yet, and I really want it. Anyway.
But yeah, no, it's a good game. Like I think they nailed the ending of it. It's all really, really good. It's probably the best Spider-Man game that's ever been made.
Whoever the head of somebody was saying that is the beginning of their. They want to really do Marvel games right.
Well, yeah, like the idea is that if you want to look at where we're playing, because there haven't been any Marvel video games for
a long time.
This
is them
going.
Off.
If you want to, it's like the way we're approaching games now is think of this Spider-Man game as the Iron Man of the movie of the video games.
And it is, like, from the opener, it is very Marvel MCU style. I mean, just kind of...
It's great. I will say I have one complaint about the game. the characters look like Peter Parker looks dumb.
Really?
I don't like his look. I don't like the look of Aunt May. I don't think the characters don't look.
Oh man, I did not have that complaint.
I did not have that problem.
To me, they just look wrong. I don't know why. Like, it's not a huge issue. Like, I didn't mind the villains. I liked all the villain stuff. I didn't love the design for Electro, but you know, it's fine. Like, it's mostly fine. I liked Doc Ock. I liked Harry. I don't know. The Peter Parker just looked kind of off to me.
I didn't have that issue.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lot that I really, really enjoyed. I think I'll say, it's a best Spider-Man game.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. And it's probably the best game I've played in 10, 15 years. Like, I don't play a lot of video games, so that's not saying a huge thing. That's the first. I mean, it's the first game in probably 10 years that I will finish.
Yeah.
Like, I don't finish games.
And DLC comes out pretty soon too.
I think it's this week.
Yeah, this upcoming Tuesday.
So maybe I'll finish it.
So you got the Black Cat DLC, which it's going to add in more costumes, more a new story arc, and then also
how much does DLC cost? I don't even know.
I think they're doing a total of 3 DLCs, and you get them all for $25. I think.
Yeah, I think it's all for $25 or $10 a piece if you buy them individually.
That's not bad.
I bought the digital Ultimate Edition that came with everything. So.
Since we're talking about video games, I do want to ask: did you guys see the Cyberpunk stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh my god.
I really, my only biggest question for video games nowadays is like, am I this week gonna buy Red Dead Revolver?
I can't buy that game until I finish Spider-Man.
I mean, I can. My problem is I don't think I can actually play it right now because of the amount of memory it takes. I would have to delete a lot, or just go buy
I already pre-ordered it. I already have it downloaded to my
external hard drive. This is my shocked face.
I bought it. I bought it digitally. I already have it pre-installed on my console because they allowed you to pre-install it starting this past Friday.
Because how many? It's like 100 and something gigs.
It's 94, 93
it's It's actually like 97 gigs on the PlayStation. It's 107 gigs on the Xbox One. However, to install it on both consoles, if you're doing digital only, or even installing from the disc, you have to have 130 some odd gigs free. But then once it's installed, it deletes some stuff and
I'm
shrinks.
not crazy, right? That's insane.
That's actually the largest for any game ever.
That's like double, right? Most games are what, 50, 60?
Yeah, you're correct. The previous game that had the largest install size was
Leisure Suit Larry.
No, was Grand Theft Auto 5, which was only like a few gigs smaller.
It's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's crazy.
I will get Red Dead. It might be 6 months before I buy it.
Yeah,
and I'll buy the. You know what I'll do? I'll buy the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, I am literally at a point where I'm like, with that game, I was like, what if I buy it and it sucks? Like, what if I buy it and it's just completely fucking terrible game? Like, this is the first time.
There's no way.
And that's literally my thought. I was like, this is Rockstar. There's no way. There's no way they're gonna.
It might only be okay. There's no way it's gonna be.
And
bad.
This is me. Yeah. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna wait. And then this week, when everybody's posting shit about it on Facebook, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna break. I'm gonna buy this.
Oh,
game.
I like I said, I was like, I got paid, and I was like, all right, I got paid. Comes out next week. Next week is not a pay week. I'm gonna be broke by next week Friday. Fuck it. I'll buy it digitally right now.
This week is my anniversary, so I have to wait until my next paycheck, and then I'll probably buy it.
Oh, well,
Friday is my anniversary.
My anniversary is a week after, so yeah. we got married on the Halloween.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, that's gonna be.
Cyberpunk will own me.
Oh yeah, that game's totally gonna own everyone.
That game will own me forever. Like I will be playing that game forever.
Yeah. Everything I've seen about that game is.
And apparently, I've been reading. Apparently, the original print book is worth some money now because they're on eBay. Although you can buy reprints now. Our Drive-Thru RPG is doing actual physical copy reprints. You can
Cyberpunk 3030,
the original 2020.
Oh, 2020.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2020. You can download the original books, but I probably have like 7 copies of that book, and every book they ever put out, like all the supplemental stuff, everything. I've got it all. So yeah, I've been a fan of that specific RPG since I was 15. Like, I still have the role-playing games from when I was 15.
I like that genre, but I never was so diehard into it.
It was all I played for probably 5 years.
I never got into the tabletop, but I like that genre and everything about cyberpunk. I mean,
I read
William Gibson.
I was gonna say I read Neuromancer,
like novels,
Snow Crash,
TV shows.
Yeah, sure.
I still haven't watched the second Blade Runner.
Oh, God.
I own that on Blu-ray and I haven't watched it.
Is it? I'm just like, I don't.
Honest to God, here's the thing. Blade Runner is Blade Runner is without a doubt the first one is in my top 5 movies of all time.
Yeah,
it is. I've got 2 prints upstairs. Like, I'm a giant Blade Runner fan. I cannot say that I like Blade Runner 2049 more than the first one. I could maybe say it's a better movie. Like, Blade Runner holds a special place in my heart.
Right.
I can't say I like it more. If someone sat down with me and said Blade Runner 2049 is better than the original, I don't know that I'd win that argument. And I don't know that I would argue that hard. It is very good.
All right.
Like, really, really good.
It seems weird that I haven't seen it, but I'll watch it eventually.
You got the 4K, man. If you want to borrow it, you can. It's really good.
I can stream
I got
it
it
off
as
of
a
HBO.
birthday gift from
You haven't watched
from the
it yet?
in-laws. No, because it literally that's the other thing is
How
like
many Blu-rays do you have sitting on your desk that you have not watched yet?
do I want to include all of the horror movies that we bought for this big watch through that we haven't watched as well? Because we're well into the double digits.
Oh wow, okay.
We're probably got about
that.
I maybe have 3.
I probably got like maybe 30
Oh my God.
DVDs and Blu-rays that I haven't watched.
Oh my God.
I tend to, if I buy something, I usually try to watch it within.
I do too.
I just bought Ant-Man vs. Wasp. I haven't watched it yet, but it just came out this week.
Yeah, no, I haven't bought that yet.
I picked it up because it's Marvel.
I do too. The other problem is that my wife doesn't like Blade Runner, so I have to wait for when she's not there to watch it.
I don't understand what do you mean by that.
Yeah, she doesn't.
My wife wouldn't like Blade Runner. I don't think she's ever seen it. I don't think she wants to.
She doesn't think it's a terrible movie. She just feels like it's overhyped. And
second one's better.
Okay, well
Of course, that's going to sound like overhyping. Crap.
But it's she doesn't care for it.
My wife won't watch black and white movies, so
I know people like that. That is weird to me. I also have a black and white movie tattoo on my arm, so what are you going to do? Black and white movie.
It depends on how you grow up. If you're shown these movies, it kind of like
it's true. My dad force fed me old movies.
My mom did on me too.
We watch all sorts of movies. Like there's so many horror movies that are black and white. So yeah, we've been trying to figure out a way to watch the original House on Haunted Hill MST3 or unriff tracks because
the old Vincent Price one.
Yeah, the old Vincent Price one and the remake, the one from the 90s, because I love the one from the 90s.
Who made it? You should check and see if it's like on one of those things like Warner Archives or things like that where you can order stuff. I
think it's on Prime. I think House on Haunted Hill, the original, is on Prime.
I haven't seen the 90s one on streaming anywhere.
I know that. Well, I own the 90s one on DVD.
I used to.
But I know that there's a Riff Tracks version where it's the Riff Tracks crew riffing over it for House on Haunted Hill. That's on Prime and a few other places.
Well, that's a good one. I like that.
But that and 13 Ghosts and a couple of other things. Like there's just like we're trying to like kind of all of it. Plus we watched the old classic Bela Lugosi, Dracula, and
all the Universal stuff.
Yeah, all the Universal stuff. We got the collection for it.
You got Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
No, we don't got that one.
Get it together, man.
Yeah, but yeah, so. We probably should start wrapping this up because we're about an hour, almost at an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, so
otherwise my wife's gonna pull ahead of me in Spider-Man.
She probably already has.
She probably already has. God damn it!
She just beat it like 5 minutes ago.
She's gonna spoil it.
I know.
Tonight she's gonna be like, "This is what happened."
I gotta keep ahead of her.
But yeah, like I said, the show will be weekly. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to get this episode up on Monday, which for us is tomorrow. That may not happen. If it's not up on Monday, I apologize about that. But that's about the time I'm gonna try to get these episodes up online.
John has a life to live.
Yeah, I do. And right now,
and a dog that likes to just sit on top of him.
Yeah, but for right now, we're gonna try to until we get can get this up consistent, or I can get this up consistently on time. Next week, I might have 2 different hosts with me. I don't know yet. We haven't actually set up a schedule or anything, but
we shall see.
But we'll see who's on what episode and when in the near future, and we'll be back obviously. And hit us up on always shoot us emails, geekbombast@gmail.com. We still have that email address, And
we're still on Facebook.
We're still on Facebook. We're still on Twitter. We should be maybe on Instagram soon. I don't know what we'll be posting on Instagram other than,
pictures of his dog.
Pictures of whatever. There'll be stuff on the YouTube channel. Obviously, this is going to be on YouTube and on iTunes, and leave a review on iTunes because our old iTunes reviews are gone.
Yeah.
It
happens.
Forever gone.
Yeah, those are forever gone. Which is why this is volume 2, because all that old stuff is not anywhere. And if you want me to upload like all the old episodes of the past 300 and plus episodes,
could be a very good Patreon
onto like YouTube, our old YouTube channel, so that
classic. We could rename it Classic.
Yeah. Let me know. I'll do that. I'll see about doing that. We kind of want to do more like themed episodes where we talk kind of like in a theme. Like this week, technically the theme was supposed to be returns, which is why we talked about Fantastic Four and.
But we ended up talking
about
stuff.
It was like catch up stuff. Yeah. But so if you want to suggest like themes to us on on Facebook and Twitter and stuff, that's more, we'll always take those into account. Probably next week's episode will be more horror or Halloween related, since it's going to go up right before Halloween.
That makes sense.
But I know Amanda and I have got a sort of wrestling episode that we're going to do at some point in the future. And then, other ideas.
Yeah.
It's just stuff that we don't have to talk about. Don't have to like focus on
individual reviews every week.
Yeah. And then like I said, next week we'll also start having questions and stuff like that. So feel free to submit those questions online in all the places that I've already mentioned. And I think that's it. I don't remember how we ended the show.
He's Johnson.
Yeah, I'm John. That's
me.
That's Rod.
Yeah,
that guy over
there.
That's me. And you only have to edit a couple of times because of my dumbass dog.
Yeah.